Welcome back to the deep dive. We're here again, sifting through information to bring you the really potent stuff, the knowledge nuggets tailored for you. Today, we're jumping into something that, well, it touches everyone: money. Specifically, the fundamental differences between people who actually build wealth and those who seem stuck,
Yeah.
financially stagnant. And this isn't about like secret formulas, it's about lessons that, frankly, aren't often taught in school, which is why this deep dive feels particularly important. Our guide today: insights from a piece called Mindset, Discipline, and Smart Work for Wealth. Our mission, as always, is pretty clear: unpack the crucial takeaways from this, give you a shortcut to being genuinely well-informed on what building financial security actually takes. Expect some aha moments, maybe some surprising facts as we get into it. Okay, let's unpack this.
Yeah, such a relevant topic, isn't it? In a world just flooded with financial advice, figuring out what really works.
Yeah.
That's key. What's fascinating here is how these distinctions, they might seem simple on the surface, but wow, the implications are huge for anyone wanting to improve their financial situation. So we'll break it down, make sure you walk away with clear, actionable ideas.
Great. And let's start at the foundation, right? Mindset. The source material calls this the first, absolutely crucial difference. It basically argues that what you believe about money, that dictates your whole attitude. And then your actions follow. Makes sense. Think about it. If deep down you think money is, I don't know, bad, or that getting rich just isn't for people like you,
Yeah.
how does that play out? The material suggests that many people stuck financially are kind of trapped by these limiting beliefs.
Traction.
But then you have the contrast, what the source calls the rich people's mindset. And again, this isn't necessarily about being born rich, it's a different perspective. They see problems. Well, they see them as chances to grow, learn new things. They aren't afraid of calculated risks, and they're always thinking ahead, planning for the future.
Exactly.
The source really drives this home. If you believe you can control your money, your actions will start to reflect that. And over time, that leads to better results. It's subtle but powerful.
It really is. And connecting this to the bigger picture, this mindset, it's less about some innate talent,
Yeah.
It's more about a perspective you choose to adopt. It's about being proactive, not passive, with your finances.
Proactive, yeah.
And what's really insightful about this rich mindset idea is how it reframes failure. It's not a dead end.
Right.
It's like tuition. You pay it,
Yeah.
you learn something valuable for next time. That allows them to get value from setbacks instead of just being stopped by them.
That's a great way to put it: tuition.
Yeah, so they actively look for opportunities, they learn skills to increase their value, they evaluate investments for the long term, not just a quick buck. It really makes you think critically about your own beliefs, doesn't it? The self-fulfilling prophecy thing is huge here. If you think you can't control your money,
You probably won't even try.
exactly. But if you believe you can, you're already halfway there.
Okay, that failure as tuition point really lands. But for someone listening who feels genuinely stuck in that money controls me mindset,
Mhm.
what's a practical first step? According to the source, how do you actively choose a different view?
That's a key question. The source emphasizes starting with awareness. Just noticing those limiting beliefs when they pop up. Like, do you automatically say, I can't afford that? Or could you ask, okay, how could I afford that?
Shifting the question.
Yeah, consciously interrupting those negative thoughts. Materials suggest starting small. Pick one area, maybe an impulse buy you always make. Then challenge the belief behind it. Is it really true you can't save? Or have you just not found the right method for you yet? Questioning like that starts to chip away at the old mindset, makes room for something new.
That makes sense. And it loops back perfectly to that core question the source poses, right? Do I control my money, or does money control me? Really makes you pause and think. Okay, so from mindset, that internal belief, we shift to the external actions: discipline. The second critical difference, and here's where it gets really interesting. The source says it's not about how much money you have.
Right.
It's all about how you use it. We see this pattern, right? People get money and poof, it's gone. Often on stuff they don't really need, chasing that temporary good feeling.
A quick hit of gratification.
Exactly. Like pouring water into a leaky bucket, like
Sure.
the source implies.
Yeah.
Always chasing, never filling up. But the contrast is the disciplined approach. Wealthy people, according to the source, are patient. They save. They invest wisely, maybe understanding things like diversification, long-term compounding. They're not just looking for the quick win. Their focus is future-oriented. What helps them down the road, not just what feels good now. It's like planting an oak tree, not a sunflower that booms and fades quickly.
Yeah, it's fascinating how discipline really does transform today's resources into tomorrow's assets. It's delayed gratification in action. Instead of spending now, they choose to wait, letting their money work for them through investing. That takes foresight.
Definitely.
Looking past the immediate want to the long-term impact, it's seeing a dollar not just as something to spend, but as a seed. Plant it, care for it, and it can grow.
I like that seed analogy.
And studies back this up. Even small, consistent savings, whatever your income, drastically improve financial resilience over time. It's not about the size of the initial seed, but planting consistently.
Consistency.
Exactly. It's less about sheer willpower and more about reorienting towards growth, making choices that build on each other.
Transforming current resources into future assets. That's powerful. But what about the psychological side? It's hard to delay gratification, especially when everything screams, "buy now." How does the source suggest overcoming that impulse?
Well, the source doesn't spell it out step by step, but the core idea is there. We're wired for immediate rewards. That's present bias.
Right.
The source implicitly tackles this by stressing the choice and discipline. So to overcome it, you need to make the future reward feel more real, more tangible now. Don't just say, "I'm saving for retirement." Picture it. What does it actually look like? Where are you? What are you doing?
Make it concrete.
Exactly. The more vivid the future, the easier the discipline choice today. And practical tools help too, even if not detailed in the specific source. Things like automating savings, paying yourself first.
Takes the decision out of your hands each time.
Precisely. It makes the discipline path the default path.
Yeah.
You're essentially disciplining the money before temptation hits.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. And it leads us right into the third key difference, working smart. This one challenges that old idea that just working long hours is the path to wealth. Hard work matters, obviously, but the source says wealthy people work smart, not just hard.
It's a crucial distinction.
Their focus, building things that make money for them even when they're not actively working. That's a huge shift in thinking for many. It's about leverage, right? Compounding effort, like setting up a system that pays you over and over, not just once for your time.
Yeah.
Think about a digital product you build once, sell many times, or investments generating dividends. The source points to stuff like scalable businesses, income-generating assets like stocks or real estate, intellectual property.
Things that decouple income from hours worked.
Exactly. Transforming your effort and money into a kind of self-sustaining engine.
And that really raises the question of how to best leverage your time and your capital, doesn't it? The main goal, like the source highlights, is to stop only trading your time for money. You need systems or assets generating passive or semi-passive income.
Right. Passive income. That's the dream for many.
It is. And the long-term vision isn't just about a high salary. It's about finding ways to keep money coming in without constant hands-on labor. Financial freedom, really.
So your income isn't tied just to your daily grind.
Exactly. It fundamentally changes how you think about your career, your investments. You start thinking about creating value that scales beyond your own direct input, like building a bridge once and then collecting tolls indefinitely instead of personally carrying everyone across the river each time.
That bridge analogy is perfect. Okay, but what about the listener who hears start a business or invest in real estate and feels completely overwhelmed? Maybe they're working 2 jobs already. How can they start working smart from a really limited position? Does the source offer anything there?
Well, the source focuses on the principles, not necessarily a detailed how-to for every situation. But the principles still apply, even when starting small. For someone with limited resources, working smart might begin by investing in themselves.
Okay, how so?
Acquiring a new skill that's in high demand, something that boosts your earning power per hour or allows for more flexible work. You treat your skills like an asset.
Increasing your own value in the market.
Precisely. Reducing the need to trade so much time for money. Or it could be as simple as starting small with investing, regularly putting even a little bit into a low-cost index fund.
Even small amounts count.
Absolutely. That's a passive asset that grows over time. Your money starts working for you. The key is adopting that future-building mindset, even with small steps, and finding ways to leverage what you do have.
Got it. So these 3 pillars, mindset, discipline, working smart, they really interconnect, don't they?
Definitely.
Your mindset says, I can build wealth. Discipline provides the fuel saving, investing consistently, and working smart directs that fuel strategically, multiplying your efforts, separating income from time. It's a whole system.
A virtuous cycle, really.
Yeah, exactly. So let's recap this deep dive. We've looked at 3 critical areas separating wealth builders from the financially stagnant. a proactive mindset, solid discipline, and the strategy of working smart. These aren't just vague ideas, they're distinct approaches outlined in the material we discussed.
Right. And what this means for you, the listener, is that these principles work together.
Mm.
A growth mindset fuels the discipline needed to save and invest, which then gives you the resources and patience to work smart, building those assets that generate wealth more passively. Understanding that link is the first step.
The first step to transformation.
Knowledge is great, but applying it, that's where the real change happens, moving from just knowing to actually doing.
Absolutely. So we'll leave you with that direct question from the source material to reflect on. Which of these three areas are you working on right now? Mindset, discipline, working smart. Take a moment with that one. Thanks for joining us on the deep dive. We'll catch you on the next one.